What's up, my beautiful peeps? Quick nugget for you tonight. Anxiety or anticipation. Anxiety and or anticipation. As we delve into how your nervous system, especially your CNS or your central nervous system and your parasympathetic nervous system, actually shape what you receive. So we order or we get what we are nervous about. So since you are nervous, the goal is to control the type of nervousness that you have. So there's two types of nervousness or being nervous that we want to talk about. I want to talk about how to establish that anticipation instead of living in anxiety. How to establish that nervous anticipation that's positive instead of that, nervous anxiety that's negative. And introducing the 1000 for 1000 as far as a way by which to help you expose your nerves to the type of reality that you would like to anticipate. So since we all live in a anticipatory state, we are participating in our state. We are participating in our reality. You participate in the construction of your reality, whether that be positive participation and or negative participation. So when we're talking about being anxious, the Bible says be anxious for nothing, and all things with prayer and supplication that your requests be made known unto source or known unto God. So we're talking about nervous anxiety versus nervous anticipation. You're going to be nervous, everybody, because we have nerves. And so since we have these nerves, we want to make sure that our nerves are in a state where we're looking forward to something positive instead of trying to avoid something negative from the perspective of anxiety versus anticipation. So when we're talking about being in a state of anxiety, that one's easy. We've all been there. We've all been dreading or not looking forward to a specific outcome, whether that was something financially or whether that was something in a relationship, whether that was something to do with your health. So when we talk about an excessive concern, excessive worry that literally interferes with your day-to-day operation, anytime something creates this feeling of restlessness, feeling of dread, where you're not looking forward to something, that's what you're going to get. So whatever you are dreading, you're actually ordering. So we order through our nervous system, and we maintain or we establish our reality based upon the amount of relaxed participatory mental disposition. When your brain is in a state where you are confident and where you are sure that the thing or the dream or the goal or the reality that you wish to manifest is coming or it's already here, preferably, man, that feeling of being in a state where you literally are anticipating. And it's interesting from the perspective of establishing a participatory state, because you literally are in a place where you are so excited and you're so looking forward that you literally start to participate. And when we talk about your participation in a state, you are in this, anticipatory state. It literally allows you to really feel as if you are in that state, like you are actually there. You are actually in a state where you are participating. You are in a participatory state. And when we talk about anticipation, we're talking about that you are literally anticipating, you're literally expecting, you're literally wanting, you're literally just really, really on edge from the perspective of you literally feel, you really want to anticipate. So when you are anticipating something, you are really, really, really looking forward to something. You're really in a state where your brain is so excited You are looking forward. You're projecting. What's up, Brother Mwanga? What's up, my brother? You are projecting forward. When you are in a state of anticipation versus the state of anxiety, man, it is so powerful because you really expect it to happen. You really believe. You are really looking forward. You're not looking backwards. So when you are in a anticipatory state, you are projecting forward the mental disposition that you're holding. And so there's a war going on because they want to keep us nervous. That's what the whole, anytime you find a bully, somebody who look at the current political climate, the goal is to keep you in a state where you are very, very nervous. You have anxiety. Think about what's the whole point of the ICE agents and, got their face all covered up and mean mugging, unmarked vehicles. Why? It creates anxiety. So you order based upon your nervous system. You get whatever you're nervous about. So the whole point of the current narrative that's being promoted by the dominant culture, remember, this is what they want to do because what they are bringing about is this is predictive programming. This is exposure therapy. They literally are exposing you to a particular disposition that they want to establish in you. And so it creates nervousness. So when you get nervous, because we all have nerves, it's whether those nerves are looking forward to something or those nerves are trying to avoid something. So we are all nervous. It's whether or not the nervous state that you are in is a type of nervousness that allows you to look forward versus a type of nervousness that allows you to move backwards. So you're either in one of those states. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. Because everybody's in one of those states. There's only two. Either you are in a state where the dream is already here or you are really anticipating. You're really looking forward. You making plans, man. You already like like paydays coming on Friday. If you're used to getting paid on every Friday, you're anticipating that check coming down Friday. You already made plans for it, and you've already spent the money. You're anticipating it because you are looking so forward to that, receiving that payment. Because let's say you've been getting paid every Friday since you've been at that job, so you're looking forward to that like just like every other Friday for the last. Let's say you've been on your job for 5 years. So every day for 5 years, you've been in a state of looking forward. You spent the money beforehand. You foresee. Anticipating means that you are in a state where you are literally you're way ahead of the game. That's the state you want to be in. Okay, so how do we get there? So how do you get there? How do you live in this state, especially when you're there? When you're not there. When you're not there physically, how do you get there mentally so that way you can get there physically? So what I created was the 1000 for 1000 and want to make it more palatable. And so what I did was I turned it into a what we are now calling apps, which is nothing but a glorified website. And to make it easier, because again, the goal is to keep you in a anticipatory state. So how, as a individual expression of God on earth, how do I take everything that I've done and expose or immerse your brain with so much positive, transformational, high energy frequencies? Because each word contains a frequency. Each word contains a wave, a verb, a vibration. So how do I download those waves, verbs, and vibrations into your brain? When I think about how did I download that frequency, how do I readjust? How do I override my negative habit pattern thoughts with a positive pattern, a life-sustaining pattern? That comes through exposure therapy. So it's the same thing that the dominant culture does to keep you in a negative state, you have to do to keep yourself in a positive state. Let me say it again. The same thing that whoever they are, what's going on, Brother George? How you doing, my brother? The same thing that they are doing to keep you in a negative state. What's a negative state? Okay, that negative state, as I mentioned before, is nervous. So they do certain things to keep you nervous or in a state of nervous anxiety. So you got to do say the same thing to keep yourself nervous, but in a state of nervous anticipation. So that's the war. You are already nervous. So you're going to be nervous with anxiety, or you're going to be nervous with anticipation. So what I created with the 1000 for 1000 and turn it into an app that allows you to be able to expose yourself through or to these certain verbs. Verbs control nerves. We're talking about your nervous system. So specific nerves control specific verbs. So that's all I did was create a system that allows you to tune in and to tap in. And there's 3 different levels that allows you, whether you do daily, whether you do weekly, or whether we do monthly, or what I call the pay in full option. So all I did was put it in a place where that way it's all in one location. Just you log in. We got different options. Again, the whole point is to make it simple. There's all the different options. I'm still uploading all of the different images, but when I get here to the different options available. So as you can see, we have what I call the Daily Seeker. And it's very simple. You just click on the link, make the payment right there. It's $1, and then bam, you receive the book, or what I want to call the daily nugget for that day. It is a PDF document that you read. I also go over and have a word for today. That's an audio message that goes with a PDF document. The whole point is to keep you on track. Now you could also go with the weekly option. So that means every Friday, every Monday, every Tuesday, you just make the payment for $7. So that way you receive those 7 PDF documents. Each one of those are summarized. Some of them are the entire book, especially some of my shorter books. And some of the larger books are broken down into chapters, so that way they're easier to assimilate. But the whole purpose is to be either what I call a daily seeker or a weekly scholar. Now, if you're not a daily seeker or what I call a weekly scholar, then you can get into what I call the monthly initiate. And that way you get same information, except you're getting a month worth of downloads instead of receiving it on a daily basis. So you can whether you receive it daily, whether you receive it weekly, whether you receive it monthly, again, that's $1 a day, or for the entire 1,000 downloads, aka books, and you just receive them all at one time. So that's the 1,000 for 1,000. So all I did was just break it up, make it a little bit easier for people to get in where they fit in. So instead of paying the one pay, again, you can still get the 1,000 for 1,000, make the $1,000 payment, get all 1,000 PDF documents at one time. You get the 1,000 for 1,000. Or if you want to pick up all 1,000, you want to break it up, make it a little bit easier, especially because it's only $30. And so you're picking up 30 books for $30, 7 books for $7, or 1 book for $1. Now, again, this is set up on an auto pay program, so that way, again, every day, every week, every month, or again, obviously, if you get the pay in full, you get it all at once. So you're receiving it in that clip. In other words, you're receiving it every day because you're paying $1 a day, or you're receiving it every week because you're paying the $7 a week, or you're receiving it every month because you're paying the $30 a month. And so that way, it allows you to constantly be able to receive this life-transforming information that allows you to do the number one, the most important thing on earth: control your nervous system, how you feel. You have to get out of this state that the dominant culture want to keep you in. They want to keep you in a state of anxiety. They want to make sure that you always feel like the rug is about to be pulled off from underneath you, because all of the statistics, all the science state that if you live with that type of a feeling for any long length of time, it is very dangerous and is very hazardous to your immune system. It lowers your immune system. It also affects your heart. And I've done many shows and I've talked about this. And this is part of the books as well, to get into and getting people out of this state. because we have to get out of this state of feeling uncertain, this state of feeling uneasy, this feeling of not knowing what's going to happen, feeling like you have no control over your own life and how you spend your life and how things are going to work out for you. Your job is to get back into this state where you are connected to Source, the Paroma, the Peru, the Big G, God, and you know that all things work together for your good. So it's a feeling that you have that regardless of what's going on in your life, all things work together for your good. So the purpose of the 1,000 for 1,000 is to get you in that state where you maintain an anticipatory state, where you're looking forward. You're not looking backwards. You're really excited about today and living in the now and living in the moment, because right now you have everything that you need for life and godliness, because you are immersing yourself with transformative information. You are continuously reading and studying information that is transformative. So you're not exposing yourself to the news. You have to have something to offset all of this negative that people are experiencing. So I created this system so that way you can expose yourself to some positive information every single day, all day, 24/7. You can play this in the background with the audio programs, or again, and this is just some of the 1,000. You can click over here and it goes through all of the collection of all of the books. Right now, there are multiple books on one thing, so I'm going to go in and separate them so that way they're individuals. So that way for the people that's on the daily program, you're able to, again, just pick up that one book for that one day, that one nugget for that one day. So that way you can immerse your brain. You can make sure that you are totally immersed the same way that they do through exposure therapy, by exposing you over and over and over again to the same rhetoric. The brain, again, doesn't believe what is true and false. The brain believes what is repeated. So your job is to repeat positive, life-changing information. Every single day you have to expose yourself to positivity. If you're exposed to negativity, then what's going to happen? The brain will assume that that negative is real. So whether we go with the Daily Seeker, the Weekly Scholar, the Monthly Initiate, or the Legacy Collection, the entire program, you want to make sure that you pick up one. And again, it's only $1 a day. That's affordable for everybody. $1 a day. That'll get you into receiving the daily downloads. Or we can do the weekly, the monthly, or pick up the entire 1,000 for 1,000. So brothers and sisters, regardless of where you are and what you're doing, make sure that every single day you wake up and you look forward, because you don't want to look backwards. You want to make sure that you are always in a state of expectation, that you're in a high vibrational state of love, joy, peace, gentleness, meekness, self-control, that you're operating in wealth, health, wisdom, and great relationships. Because guess what, brothers and sisters? The universe, Yahushua can that you may have life and life more abundantly. That's what this is all about. Life and life more abundantly. Regardless of what's going on out there, make sure that you maintain what's going on in here. This is your boy, Dr. Will Rogers. For more information, you already know what to do. Simply email me. I'll go to the website, masterteacher33.com. Click on the link that says contact. Or just go to the website at masterteacher33.com and click on the link that says 1,000 for 1,000 and enroll. Get the entire program for the 1,000, or enroll in the daily for $1, weekly for $7, monthly for $30. Get in where you fit in. Holla at your boy.